Cranial nerves arising from a hindbrain. The trigeminal nerves arise from the lateral septum of the midbones. The abducens facials vestibular nerves arise from the pontomedullary junctions via scales to the midline VI and are laterally to the salipontine. The glossopharyngeal vagus assassin nerves arise from the medulla by longitudinal series of rotlets lateral to the live. The physiological nerves also arise from the medulla by a longitudinal series of rootlets but medulla to lie between it and pyramids. Medal lateral relationship in brain stem attachments. Nerves which are attached close to the midline are exclusively motors. Ignore for the movement facts. Central peripheral. The border is not all about the skull foramen. Central means brains and spinal cord, the central nervous system. The central peripheral boundary is at the margin of brain and spinal cord and not at skull's foramen through which the nerve passes. The components of peripheral nerves such as the sensory ganglia and Schwann cells may be found within the cranial cavity or within the skull's bones themselves on the part of cranial nerve between the brains and skull foramen through which the nerve passes. Type of nerve fiber within a cranial nerve. The simplest classification of fiber type is based on the direction of impulse, motor, sensory. Other classifications are also helpful. The mode of control, voluntary or involuntary, the embryological origin of a structure, innervative, somatic, the distributions in the body, general or special, motor nerves, voluntary and involuntary. It is useful to classify the motor nerve as a voluntary. Significant motor disorders result from the interruptions of pathway to a voluntary muscle, and it is useful to know these pathways. Motor nerves and embryological distinction is also useful. Somatic motor supply into the body was muscles mainly derived from a somates and vesicles motor, supplying a muscles associated with the yolk sac derivatives and integral organs. Even though the research caused doubt on the validity of distinctions, it is helpful conceptually and it enables us to predict with some accuracy the positions of nerve roots and motor nuclei within the brain stem. Sensory nerve somatic visceral is not a particularly useful distinction. Somatic sensation is a sensation from a body or structure. In a cranial nerves, it included that from the skin and the oral cavity. Its vesical sensation included that from a alimentary canal. The somatic is based upon the nature of peripheral nerves, but upon the information is handled once inside CNS. Brain stem connections of somatic sensations are different from those of vascular sensations. Ganglion and nucleus. Beware of confusion. Ganglia and nuclei are easily confused. Both contain a nerve cell bodies, and some cranial nerves are associated with the ganglions and nucleus with the same name. For example, trigeminal nerve is associated with the trigeminal ganglions and several trigeminal nuclei. The vestibular nerve associated with the vestibular and cochlear ganglia and vestibulars and cochlear nuclei. Furthermore, the term ganglion is applied to two different structures associated with the nerve. Explanation is necessary. Ganglia nuclei. In a central nuclei, a group of cell bodies like this would form a motor nucleus within a cell bodies of lower motor neurons for voluntary motor activity. A group of cell bodies like this would form a parasympathetic nucleus within a cell bodies. A group of cell bodies like these would either a somatic sensory nucleus, for example, trigeminal sensory nuclei for cuteness sensations.